Hi, welcome back to Classic Guitar Rock. I'm Jeremy Lennon, and today I'm starting a new series that I'm calling Albums You Should Own. And you can find lots of videos about the classic albums, and I'm sure I'll talk about some of those, but I really wanted to kind of concentrate on some of the lesser known gems that are out there that maybe didn't get all the hoopla that some of the other classics got, but I think are still great albums. And I thought I'd kick one off with this album, trying to get the shine away. This is Nick Gilder. Notice when it was purchased new, you could get 3 of these albums for $2.99. Okay, so this was definitely in the bargain bin. It's literally got the corner cut off. So I got a steal on this one, right? This is the album City Nights. It came out in 1978, and the claim for fame of this album is it contained the number 1 single, "Hot Child in the City." Anyone that was alive in 1978 probably remembers that song, and surprisingly, about 50% of people I've talked to thought that was a woman singing that song, right? Hot Child in the City, great tune. This is a phenomenal album, just phenomenal. It's on the Chrysalis label, which was the label that Pat Benatar was on. It was, let's see, I think UFO might have been on Chrysalis. I think, was Blondie on Chrysalis? I can't remember. Anyways, Chrysalis was really coming into its own in the late 70s. And of course, having the number 1 single at the time did not hurt their cause at all. And this album, City Nights, is just a great album. Nick Gilder was born in England, raised in Vancouver, BC, so Canadian, right? Was in a group called Sweeney Todd, and in 1975, Sweeney Todd had a hit. It was a big hit in Canada called Roxy Roller. By the way, a very young Bryan Adams was actually a member of Sweeney Todd at some point in their history. But after the success of Roxy Roller, Nick Gilder left Sweeney Todd and went on his own as a solo artist. He had an album in 77, I think, that came out, his debut album. This is actually his second album. But if you are a fan of great pop rock, catchy guitar playing, man, this album is chock full of tasty guitar stuff. Great harmony vocals going on, and this album is stuffed with hooks. Man, this guy knew how to write hooks. In fact, he wrote the song "The Warrior." Remember Scandal, "The Warrior"? He wrote that song. He also on the Pat Benatar debut album "Rated X," Nick Gilder wrote that song. That's a cover of a Nick Gilder song. Just great. If you like that late 70s, early 80s, I don't want to call it new wave, but it kind of on the edge of new wave. If you like the Cars, if you like, but then it's got kind of a more a British pop feel also. Kind of hard to explain, but I guarantee you this: if you are a fan of tasty guitar playing and great harmonies and great hooks, this is a phenomenal album. And the good news is, well, I can't guarantee it, but I would bet if you go to your local place that sells used records, I bet you will find a copy of this album. I see it all the time. And it was a huge album, right? Number 1 single. It's a great song, so it stands to reason that there were a lot of pressings of this album. Oddly enough, you cannot find this on Spotify. So this album is not on Spotify. I haven't checked some of the other streaming platforms, but it is not on Spotify. But do yourself a favor, go find this album, City Nights by Nick Gilder, and every song on here. Okay, there are just a few albums that there's no, it's all killer, no filler, right? Every song on this album is solid. And in fact, I'll tell you my favorite song on the album is not Hot Child in the City. The second song on this album, called We'll Work It Out, man, it's just, there's something about that song. It's not really up tempo, kind of a mid tempo song, but the melody has such a hook to it. The first time I heard that song, you know how albums sometimes have to grow on you? Not with this one, man. I listened to this album all the way through the first time, and I was like, dude, this is infectious pop rock goodness. And the guitars are tasty. Uh, I just can't say enough about how much I like this album. So that's your assignment. Go find City Nights by Nick Gilder. Give it a spin. And I'd love to hear what you think of this album. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.